What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we are going to be basically moving everything around once again. After we already set this up beautifully here, we've come to the realization that it's just not going to work. And as time goes by here in this house, so do all of our plans. And we really want a spare bedroom. So we're going to end up having to move all this someplace else, which we already have in mind. And basically moving, I don't know if we're going to leave my desk here, but we're going to also be putting in my racing simulator into this very room. So we're going to be basically taking out her whole setup from this corner and putting it into our actual bedroom. And we're going to go ahead and go to the other room, and I'll show you what we're going to be putting in here. So this is our spare bedroom, which was once my official gaming room, where I would consistently stream every night and do all sorts of other things. This is like my man cave, but as time went on, we wanted to pretty much get all of our setups all together. And so that's what made me put my whole setup in the other room along with hers. But it's gotten to the point where we just want this room so that if any of our guests come over or family members, they can actually have somewhere to stay. We have like a functioning futon, but eventually we will want to get like a bed in here and actually make it like a legit bedroom. After I put my whole racing simulator in here, it just kind of turned into another man cave, and we once again can't really use this for anything else other than gaming. That's where we decided that I want to go ahead and move this back into the room with my setup in there, and then we'll get her setup put into our bedroom, which has a ton of space that we're not utilizing right now. It was kind of a hassle because with the simulator in here, I was constantly moving my PC back and forth. This is just a stationary one. I don't have it set up or anything yet. But I was constantly moving my PC back and forth to play, and after a while it just gets too much of a hassle. We're going to move this into the other room, and hopefully it should be easier for me to get everything set up with my actual gaming setup and my racing sim in there, which I never really did catch back up on with this. This is pretty much the finished form. There's still a couple spots that we still need to paint, but I think this is how it's going to live the rest of its life. We might end up getting a different monitors or something, but that'll be super easy to set up. It's pretty much in its done form. It just needs to go into that other bedroom so I can actually use it. All right, so now let's take a look into our bedroom, where the finished product of her setup is going to be pretty much set up in this corner. But as you can see, there's so much space in here that we just really haven't used at all. And in order to have a useful spare bedroom, this just makes the most sense. The only problem is we don't have Ethernet set up in here yet. So sooner or later, we're going to have to do a project of me probably routing the cables through the ceiling and finding a spot to bring it in here. But that whole corner desk, we're gonna get set up in this corner, and then this drawer, we'll just put back in that corner, and it should look pretty good. We have so much space in here that we just never use that it'll be kind of nice just having something in here. All right, so it is now 2 weeks later because somebody got COVID and it was me. So we really kind of postponed everything. We did get everything moved and we've been using our setups for 2 weeks now, kind of how they've been set up now. But there's a lot more things that we need to do, and there's a lot of things that we still haven't done, like cable managing my racing simulator, and my main desk is pretty much done, but we have a lot of Funko Pops that we want to get kind of stored into better, more convenient places out of the way so that we can use the space in here for other things other than just storing Funko Pops and figures like that. But the only thing we have that we can do is basically cut up this current cabinet here and just turn it into some shelves. So that's what we're going to do today. We just got the whole drawer moved into the garage now. Now we're just going to get all disassembled and get ready to cut tomorrow. So we actually got super freaking lucky. This is like one of the bottom end pieces from the drawers that I don't think we even measured or bothered to measure. But surprisingly enough, this actually fits like perfectly for one Funko Pop, like exactly lengthwise.
Yep, and it's 3.825 exactly. So it worked out perfectly.
We probably just ended up just laying this down and just tracing it on everything and just having our shelves ready to go. Easy peasy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make some rips on this, basically just scrap piece of plywood that we had. We are going to actually use the headrest for, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe like a not a nightstand, but it's basically going to be a TV stand, but it just needed a solid base. So we're going to go ahead and cut a nice little base from this, and then we have a couple other ideas for the scrap pieces of wood, but it's always nice to have 1/2 inch plywood sitting around, so it'll be nice to have it for something else. So it is, I should say, 2 weeks later now. We've had to kind of postpone things and just rush through getting some things done. Your boy got COVID. So here we are about 2.5 weeks later. I got a 3-day weekend. I want to bust out some things, show you guys kind of what we did and what we've got done so far, which I must say we've made a ton of progress on. But first off, I want to show you Angie's room, which turned out pretty damn good. It's still not in its finished form, so don't mind the bed not being made. Hopefully I can not show you guys, but pretty much this is her setup now. Maybe we can do some side-by-side things, but in our bedroom now, it's a little messy because we did get a new Cricut machine. So we have all of our supplies here. We have some ideas on like maybe getting like a metal pegboard for the back and being able to store everything there behind it, so that can be set up nicely for her. Or maybe putting like a fold down workbench or table so she can actually like lay stuff out and start doing little vinyl things. We got our dresser in the corner here with a little lamp. Who knows, maybe if she's here later we can turn on her PC and show you guys. We did end up having to put her PC back in the bottom drawer, which kind of sucks, but we've already cut out a hole for it, so it'll be okay there. It gets nice airflow once the door's open, and there's a huge hole in the back, so it's pretty good there. It's fine. But yeah, her setup's awesome in our bedroom. Back in my gaming room, a lot of stuff actually got done. We got everything moved. The racing sim fits nicely in that spot there, and the monitors are pretty close to the tower, so I can reach cords there pretty well. I still need another HDMI to make that monitor reach, but we'll figure that out some other time. We put my whole desk set up in this corner, and that turned out great. I love it. I actually use this monitor for my gaming monitor, and I have this whole space here for my arm, and it's fantastic. Nextly, we have this corner over here, which we're still kind of on the fence on what we're gonna do with it. This is pretty much it. It's where the router and everything goes. And then finally, the last thing that we got done last time was getting these awesome shelves up here. so we can get all of our Funko Pops going, which turned out pretty damn amazing. It's exactly what we were hoping for. And to be honest, we fit a lot more Funko Pops in there than we thought we would. And we actually got it on both sides. So this side is Angie's Avatar series, and then just miscellaneous ones on the end. But everything here is all Avatar, which she actually just got a few new ones as well to kind of finish it out. So on this side, we have all Kingdom Hearts, the whole row, except for the very end, we have like just random miscellaneous mercies. So there's that. Kingdom Hearts on this side, random ones on the end until we can finish out that series. This side's all Avatar until we can finish that out as well. These ones, the bigger ones, I don't know. I think it looks okay, even though they stick out a little bit. I think what we're gonna end up doing is for the bigger, like 10-inch and up, we're gonna build a deeper shelf on this wall so we can fit all the big boys over here. Because I still don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with my bigger Boba Fetts, because these guys are probably the biggest ones I've ever seen. And I wanna get them up there somewhere on display. They're like my favorite Funkos. And they have the bobbleheads too, which is freaking awesome. But other than that, I wanted to continue my Boba Fett collection on Funkos. It really sucks because initially I wasn't going to collect the smaller Funkos for the Bobas. I was just going to get the larger ones like I have here. We had this really cool idea that we saw other people do, and that's pretty much where you use these baseball bat cases, not for baseball bats, but you use Funkos out of the box and you can display them in there very nicely. And I think that once I get that set up, we can just use the empty boxes as a display maybe up on this wall or finish out a different section. The idea is, as we're gonna try and source all of the Bobas as we can. Angie's not amazing. She found me, which ones were the most recent ones? So the prototype Boba we just recently got, which is awesome. You kind of have to have that one. It's like the initial one when he was just all in white. She just got me this one as well. Limited edition exclusive, which looks exactly like the red one over there, which I don't have a box for, but that's fine because I don't plan on displaying those ones out of the box anyways. But that one looks awesome. Oh, she just recently got this one as well, the Target exclusive one in this like weird camouflage colorway. Don't exactly know what they call that, but looks pretty sick nonetheless. And with these ones, the plan is we're gonna have all of them just out of the box inside the baseball bat cases. I'm gonna run them with no LEDs for now. If I don't like the way they look later on, we might add LEDs to them later. But for today, I think I'm just gonna finish out this room by getting one case up because we have a whole bounty hunter collection coming that we're going to fit into the other baseball bat case. We have two. So for today, we're going to get the baseball bat cases mounted up, kind of decide which ones we want to put in which ones, and they're going to go actually above the window. I already got some painter's tapes showing me where the studs are. So I think I'm going to put one there and one there, and hopefully it, fills out a little bit of it. So first off, they really want you to mount these cases using these, but I'm not too into that, and it won't sit flush against the wall like I want. It'll have it's some sort of little bit of a tilt to it, which I don't want that at all. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is taking off all these little hinges here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this side there's these hinges that I really don't want, because if they're gonna be sticking out over, then the case will for sure be sitting on that hinge, and I don't want that. So we're gonna have to just do it upside down like this. And if we do wanna put something above it that sticks out, which I don't really plan on, but if we do have to do it that way, then at least this side will have no hinges and it can just slide freely and it'll look good. Even though this will be upside down, that should be fine because it does have these magnets. So once I get to the magnet, it sticks pretty good. Unless we have an earthquake, then I think we're just gonna get kind of wrecked. Even though these are pretty tight up there as well. So yeah, unless we have an earthquake, we're good. Knock on wood. Okay, we got one set up so far, and actually looks pretty good. We'll get the second one put up now. Actually, I don't know. We might just leave this one up for now and then hold off on the second one. I'm gonna have to do some leaning over my desk. I don't know if I want to clean it off quite yet. But we did get this one set up, and I want to maybe later on get some of the Bobas in there and see kind of how many we can fit in there. From what I was seeing in some of the pictures, it was like around 12, and then over that, they look kind of crammed in there. And then I will see how they look on top of with the boxes. And all I really did was just put in 2 long screws here, and that should be plenty. It's not that heavy, so I think we're looking good. Whew, all right, man, I'm sweating a little bit, but we got both of them up there. And I must say, not looking too bad. I like it. I like it. Once we get them all filled and actually get some stuff on top of them, oh man, it's gonna look great. I was just questioning though, like, they seem pretty dark. I didn't want them to have the glare though, so I didn't want them to be on this wall, but if I do turn like this lamp on, I think they'll light up pretty good. You know, it'll look pretty nice. All right, we just got all the displays all cleaned up since there was freaking drywall dust everywhere, and they're looking damn good. Now we're ready to basically get all of these Boba Fett's unboxed. We're gonna get them mounted in, and with the help of Angie, hopefully this goes a little bit faster because I don't want to try and rip any of these, but let's get started. All right, we got them all out of the box. Damn, they look good. You can't really tell how good they look when they're in like all the plastic and the protectors, but man. I still don't know if I'm gonna put the Cobb Vance in there. I think it just depends if we have room or not. We're trying to decide how to order these Bobas, and I think we're gonna do it by release date. So Angie's looking up the release dates, and I went and got some sticky putty so that they don't move around once we get them mounted up. So we've run into an issue where, as I don't know if you can tell much on camera, but the white one's a little bit taller. This one fits perfectly inside. His antenna doesn't touch. But this frickin' one just barely touches his antenna on the top. And I don't want to push his head down because I don't want him to scratch over time. So I don't know what we're going to do. So we've ran into an issue with this molding of Boba, and this one is just too tall. Every single other one I think will be fine, where he's like holding the gun on his side like that. But these ones are just too damn tall because of that antenna. Okay, so luckily Angie was pulling on these a little bit because they literally come right off the stand. Who would have known? And so now I can actually get all of them to fit, even though some will be off the stand. Which makes me wonder, should I leave all of them off the stand? Or should I
keep them on.
Just keep the ones on? But then the ones we absolutely have to, we'll take off the stand.
There's only two, but
so
now you
that
have
they
to
can
scoot
fit.
all of them over.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we already got most of them put up, so I'm going to have to scoot all these guys over so I can fit in the other ones, now that we know that we can fit them. But that's quite the relief, though, because now we can spread all these out and then actually get the other two to fit, and that'll kind of fill them up, hopefully. We might end up having to use the Cobb Vance to fill it out, but we'll see. So unfortunately, I think this one's glued because we cannot get it off like the other one. So we're gonna have to boil it. Wish us luck. Success! I had to put a lot more force on it than I wanted to, but we did it. All right, we got all the Bobas in. And honestly, it looks pretty damn good. I was a little afraid about the lighting, but honestly, you can see them pretty damn well, except for this black one. And as for the other one, we're still not too sure what we're going to do with it. We have the whole Bounty Hunter set coming. And yeah, I think that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. Thanks. You're so mean. Oh my God, you're so mean. Feral.